Hello, welcome to Tucson, Arizona. I am Randy. Just got a big delivery from Bambu Labs. Gotta check it out. Got a lot more filaments, got more spools. So that should be spool. The problem is I was running out of spools. I've printed a spool. So far, it seems to be working pretty good. But I just ordered a bunch of new colors, a new material. Fancy. Printing up spools takes a couple hours and then takes up material. It's easier to just buy an $8 spool from Bambu. So what do we got here? That's a filament. Just ordered a bunch of PLA basics for now. Each of these is a kilo. So there's my yellow. Got a bunch of printing I gotta get done here soon. Ooh, man. That is very yellow. Heck yeah. Went to order the other day and had a couple of their colors were sold out. So it was kind of a bummer. That's a spool. 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 Yep, sounds right. The rest of these are just filaments. What we got here? White. We'll be serving white cake. Sorry, I'm a movie guy. A little Django quote. Beautiful jade white. So then I'm going to have to put all these guys on reels. Come on now. So yellow, white. Got the brown. Oh man, I've been waiting. Can't wait to start printing more stuff. This machine hasn't really stopped for very long. So I've had it for a week now and am loving every second of this. If you're on the fence, if you're thinking about getting one, I highly recommend it. Here's an orange. So I've got the Bambu P1S. I've now talked to a few people that have the A1 and the A1 Mini, and they love them. So there's our orange. I've already printed with orange. I've already burned through most of a spool of orange. So doesn't matter what machine you get. So far I'm hearing great things about a lot of different machines. Can't go wrong. If this is something you're wanting to get into, just do it, man. Just jump in. I, so far, am a huge fan of the Bambu products. Oh, here's our red. I know a few people are telling me that there's some other brands out there that they like more. To me, it's a Ford Chevy thing. I'm a Chevy guy. Got the tattoo down my arm. But if you're a Ford guy, hey, man, just own what you like. I'm also a Harley owner, but I wave at everybody. Like, you like what you like. It's all fun. There's our black. So just get what you want and have fun with it. Like, that's all I'm doing. I mean, this is just for the fun of it. Because Lord knows I needed another hobby. Woo! Look at that blue. Yeah, this is the cayenne blue. Man. It'll be a fun weekend. Just got back from the Tucson Tattoo Expo. My wife got some new ink. That was a lot of fun. Got to meet Anthony Michaels, dude who won the Ink Masters a while back and then came back. If you ever watched Ink Masters, you know who I'm talking about. Dude's awesome. Way taller than I realized. Is that it? Oh. got one more. So that was a lot of fun. Ink expos are always a good time. Got to meet a lot of cool artists, a lot of cool people. Green. And this is the mistletoe green. So, yeah, let's get out and have a good time. Get out and find something fun to do. If you're into printing or want to get into printing, do it. There's a whole bunch of fun people online to have some fun conversations with about it. I got a buddy that's making up some files for me now to get into some printing, some other cool stuff. This is going to be my weekend. Plus, I've got I got an empty spool over there, and then I've got one that's almost empty. So once I burn out of that green, I'll replace the green on it. Fun stuff, man. I'm telling you, get into printing. It's a hell of a lot of fun. And, I mean, you just print up fun gifts. I mean, this is going to wind up being for my dad's birthday's coming up. So and he loves Star Wars, loves Yoda. So that's going to be his. The multicolored prints take much longer, so plan on that. I've now talked to a few people that are doing prints that are taking like 80 hours. I'm not there yet. I'm sticking to things that are like, I think the longest one I've done now is 10 hours, and having problems with a spool on this Anycubic filament wound up taking so much longer than that. But so far, all of this product has been awesome. I blame the spool mostly because the material, I mean, this is Anycubic material, and it came out looking great. But the spooling, man, I know I keep touching on this, but if you haven't watched my other videos, the spools matter. The Anycubic, those cardboard spools, they're narrower and they're smaller in diameter, and for some reason they get hung up on the wheels. Like today, I was at the expo and I had RoboCop printing. So this guy printing up, and he came out looking awesome. Mostly, I mean, there's the top here. I don't know why that happened, but it's good enough for me to go on my movie shelf with my RoboCop collection. But this guy got hung up 2 or 3 times, and fortunately my boy was here hanging out, so I was able to text him, have him come out and fix it. This guy got hung up a couple of times. I printed up some this little kitchen tray for my wife last night for like laying your spoons when like say you're doing spaghetti. You got your little spaghetti spoon, you got a little sauce spoon, just a little tray to set those in. They got these little U shapes in them to rest your spoon in. If you cook it all, you know what I'm talking about. But it's also got a way to rest a lid vertically. It'll hold a lid up like a pot lid. So that was cool. So I printed that last night, which should have only taken like 2 hours, wound up taking closer to 3 because the spool kept binding. Spools are freaking important. So it's a Bambu spool from Bambu. Never had a problem with any of their material coming off of these spools. I've had nothing but problems with the Anycubic spools because they hang up. They're rolling in my 5.0, and they stop. They catch, the material pulls, everything seizes up. And then if it tries to backfeed and the spool won't move, then everything just comes up and winds up and creates a new nightmare. So there's been 2 different style nightmares I've had. One is pulling down, cinching in, and getting locked up. The other is trying to backfeed, and then you just have all this material spooling out and then creates a whole new havoc. When it tries to pull back in, it knots up. Nightmare. Get good spools. No matter what printer you use, no matter what material you use, always get a spool that will actually rotate. I don't know anything outside of the AMS system, so I can only speak on that. I've seen a lot of these other open air systems where these are just kind of on a little rod and they rest, and that probably works well, and that probably won't care what spool you use. I don't know. But with an AMS system, you definitely want good spools. And when you're buying stuff, if you're already buying material, all these PLAs went from $20. They're just refills. They're not on spools. I have to do that part. But they went from $20 down to $15 once you buy 4 or more. And then these are only $8 a piece instead of, I think, 12 normally. So, and they're good quality. They've already got the marker on them to let you know like how much material you've got left. They're great. So, but go out there, have fun, do some printing. If you're thinking about doing it, just get one. Just get whatever. It doesn't even matter. You don't have to jump in. A friend of mine who kind of got me into this owns 3 of the X1s and then 1 P1S. But before that, he was telling me he had 4 printers before that he's now given away that were like, how do you put it? Print and adjust. So I guess the older style printers, you had to make a lot of adjustments and a lot of tweaking on them. Fortunately, I bypassed all of that, and I went with the kid glove style where you just get in, set what you want to print, and basically walk away. So there's a lot of information I don't have. There's a lot I don't know, and I'm fine with that because my printer is doing some pretty fun things for me. So if you're into it, jump in, man. Get it. The stuff's, the printer can be pricey depending on which one you went. I went with one of the more expensive routes, but there's lots of printers out there that only cost a couple $100 that will do everything mine does, probably more, but I like that mine's enclosed. It's out. It's my shop. I have to try to refrain from getting dust and garbage in there. I don't want anything in my printer getting messed up, but yeah, super fun so far. So keeping this thing going. So do it. Get a printer. Get a printer. Find some cool files. Share them with everybody. It's an awesome community so far. So from Tucson, Arizona, I'm Randy. Have a good weekend.